Hey, friends. What's up? How's life? Hopefully, well. Um, Friends, if you don't know me, my name is Roll the Misadventures. You can call me RTB. You can call me Roll. You can call me Misadventures. You can still call me Turf India. You can call me T. You can call me Turf. I am so excited to be back for part two of From Cover to Come In. Um, I'm sorry it's been so long that we've been here, but alas, here we are. We finally have Sora joining us and actually able to come in on the talks. We are kind of talking about Sunrise on the Reaping. It is Hamish's tale from the Hunger Games, and I'm very excited to read this. It's been a great story so far. If you haven't read this, it's fantastic. You need to read it, especially if you are a Hunger Games fan. I can't wait to. I saw the movie of Songbird of Ballads and Snakes, and I can't wait to read that. I haven't read that yet, and I'm very excited. This happened this year, so Mystic Val has gone and wanted to start off this whole Coven to cover series on her channel, and she wanted to start with Loki, but I don't know what happened with that, but that's okay. And literally this year, this June, we were in Barnes and Noble. I was up there visiting my brothers and Valkyria and the fam in Connecticut. And she was reading Sunrise on the Reaping. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't know you were a Hunger Games fan. And she, was like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, oh my gosh, we need to read this together. And I don't know why I'm so freaking bright right now. There we go. We need to talk about it and to do a cover to Coven series on it. So that's what we're doing. And then, we were leaving and Sora was like, well, if y'all would have told me, I would have joined in with you. So I bought the book, she bought the book, and then we ended up buying it for Sora as well. So that's where we sit. So, let me go ahead and say hello to everyone. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down. This is kind of loud. I'm going to go ahead and say hello. Hello, Country Gal. How are you, my love? Welcome on in. I forgot to put that extra, whatever. It's fine. My mods will correct it later. Yeah, so let's say hello.
Also streaming this. It's going to be from two different points of view. We are here to discuss chapters 4, 5, and 6 of Sunrise on the Reaping, which we have quite the discussion to get through in chapters. And I just saw Tiffany on mute as I was saying, we have quite the discussion to get through in chapters.
I'm just waiting. Hi.
You're just waiting? Hi.
Yeah.
So, we are going to get into this wonderful discussion after we have not discussed for a month?
Well, we had to
More
wait
than
for
a month?
someone not to mention any names, Sora DIT, for him to catch up.
This is also true.
To be fair, I did not have the book when we started, and I had to wait for the book to show up. And then I had to read 6 chapters to catch up.
That sounds like a personal problem. Sounds like a skill issue on your part.
I guess also too his
Let's
sister
see.
and girlfriend. His sister and girlfriend could have also told him that they were doing this.
Well,
Exactly. Y'all could have included me in the planning to begin with.
To be fair, we actually didn't plan it really at all. So,
This is true. This is true. It was
There was
literally
no
discussed
planning.
in the car on the way home from Barnes and Noble. It's like, hey, we should do cover to coven. Yes, let's do it. Or we've been like, okay, I would have picked up a book too if I knew.
That's when we knew, or you knew when we knew that we were doing this. It's not like we hid this from you.
Listen, just because you're dating my brother doesn't mean you get a free pass now.
Oh, no, I know. The fact that I am your sister gets me the free pass. The fact that I am best friends with Valkyria gets me the free pass. Dating your brother is just adding
She's
to
got
that free pass.
She's got you there. She's got you there.
Does it
Oh.
though?
The fact that your entire family loves me was the free pass.
Yeah, and the fact that you are a definite step up from his last girlfriend.
Um,
Oh,
Kingsley was a step up from his last girlfriend.
I mean,
Anyway,
you're not wrong.
um,
yikes. So, into chapter 4. By the way, friends, not like I literally didn't just finish reading in this call.
oh, I finished like
Yeah, she
15
finished
minutes
reading like
beforehand,
5 minutes
so
ago.
yeah.
Like, I totally just finished reading like 5 minutes ago.
Am I the only one who actually finished an hour before?
I think
I
so.
read chapter
I think
6
so.
like months ago, and then I read 7 and 8 like literally an hour ago.
Oh, so Turf is ahead of us.
Turf is ahead.
Turf is ahead. Okay. Well,
Wait, am I?
into chapter...
Shit, what chapter am I on?
I'm literally just getting to 7. I'm literally just getting
Oh,
to
no,
chapter
I
We
meant
7.
just
7.
finished 6.
I meant 7. I'm sorry. No, I just started 7.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm just finished 6 and on 7. So it sounds like we're all relatively in the same spot. Cool. We start with chapter 4. We immediately started with them bringing Haymitch a cake, which he talks about how his family doesn't really do that on Reaping Day because they don't find that fair. Instead, they do a special breakfast. What were your guys' thoughts on the opening of chapter 4?
So, like, not gonna lie, I like fully expected from what I knew of Haymitch before starting this book, I fully expected Haymitch to just throw it in this guy's face.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair
Yeah,
because
that's
what
a
we
valid.
see of Haymitch in 1 and even kind of 2, he's still a very raging alcoholic, and he has such the anger issues that would be very on brand for him.
I got things to talk about in 7 and 8, like 5 and 6. That's
Oh
Oh
God!
yeah,
Oh God!
like
5 and
4 is
6.
just kind of okay, let's slow down. Let's let them reset after the first death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, I mean he kind of. Let me get to 4. Where the fuck is 4? There it is.
It's on page 48.
Um. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but also like the stark contrast of like how how the tributes are treated in the later games as to this one.
I will say, and this was very intriguing to me. Yes, we have the cake. We have Plutarch trying to record reactions again. And then Hamish kind of giving, I don't want to say like a fuck you, but essentially kind of was a fuck you. I'm not eating this cake.
Yeah, it's kind of painting the capital as the good guy in this scenario.
Exactly.
Like Yeah, you're a tribute. Like, I think I love it. Effie said it best, and it's like, though you're only, you only get to enjoy this for a little bit, and you're probably going to your impending death. You still get to enjoy this because of the gracious, the generosity of the capital, and like,
Hmm.
you would never have had to if, or have gotten this if our gracious President Snow hadn't, figured out a way to have peace, and we hadn't figured out a way to have peace and um, such.
Right.
So, um, but we see kind of like a side of Maisie that I didn't
Hmm.
expect.
I didn't
So
expect that from her either.
yeah,
Um, so the chapter 4, we have the cake, we have then Maisley and Gisela kind of like going at it, which I never would have expected.
And the fact
Um,
that Nasally didn't even think twice before slapping back.
no, not even, not
Zero
even.
hesitation. That girl was ready to throw down.
yeah, and she like taunts Drusilla and is basically like, "Who do you think you are? Like, I know that I am a nobody, but you're like lower than me because you're an escort to the lowest district who no one loves. And even if I do end up winning this, who's gonna be, the better looked at is gonna be you, the lowly escort, or the victor of the quarter
Hmm.
quell." Um, so she's kind of rubbing it in her face again as well. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
Um, and like even to we see Maisley and Drusilla have their little oral, and then they all, when they send them to bed, it's all they have matching. They have toothbrushes, towels, pajamas. They all get their own bed. At the same time, I noticed one thing that I feel like they hadn't done in like Hunger Games and stuff like that. Everybody seems like they're chained and cuffed and treated like almost like animals. And in Hunger Games and stuff like that, they're never chained or anything like that in the trains. They're kind of not allowed to roam freely per se, but they definitely roam around more than they're letting these tributes now.
The other thing I find interesting is seeing a young Plutarch, and like
Oh God.
it's still unclear if he's with the rebellion now or if he joins it later, and like seeing the little things where it's like, is he is he already like rebelling against the capital, but like doing little things to rebel?
I mean,
Because like
yeah, speaking of rebellion, the thing with
because like
Lenore.
yeah, letting Haymitch say goodbye to his family and like saving Lenore from the peacekeepers. Because Drusilla just wanted them all shot.
Yeah,
Plutarch was. I would love just a book on Plutarch. Um,
that would be, yeah.
and I still want to see kind of his like, so, and this is what, 25 or so not more so games than that before Katniss's. Um, because
I
Yeah,
Katniss
think this
was
is
24.
the
like
She was
74
the
and 75.
74.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think this is what, 25 quarter quell?
this is 50.
Yeah.
50.
So,
Okay, so yeah, this is 25 games before Katniss's quarter quell. And Katniss, yeah.
and we know that Plutarch eventually makes his way to Game Maker eventually, and then I don't quits,
Mhm.
resigns, steps down. We don't know, but he says that because he comes back for the 75th quarter quell.
Mhm.
Katniss's games, yeah.
Yeah.
So we may find out if there's a thing where this is the one where he steps down or like he becomes his first one. Like we don't know yet. But I could definitely see something with Plutarch happening more in here and maybe even learning more about this rebellion. Because I will say, and this is going back into like the first, I think it was the second chapter or something like that. Chapter with the center and how they were beating in the center and stuff like that. That was like pretty much an exact replica of what happened with Gale, Peeta, Haymitch, and Katniss. I think the night before their reaping.
Yeah.
So we could find something out about that.
I also enjoyed um, like when Hay is laying down, he like his first thought is of Lenore and
Hmm.
her, the poem that her
The
name is based around or is made around. Um,
mhm.
it just goes to continue to show the connection that him and Lenore had as well. Um, and
It
that
also
he really
kind of
was.
shows.
Go ahead.
No, no, continue, continue.
Um, and that he really only had like 4 people in District 12 that he cared about, including his family.
One of Yeah, and also I feel like including his family, including Lenore, it seems like he took a personal liking to Luella here in the train.
Mhm.
And like they seemed to not be really close here, but like they were definitely like closer than they were here in the train. And I don't know if it's because I don't remember how old she was, but if it like reminded him of his sister or something like that. I
Oh, I
don't know
think
if it ever said.
weren't they like they were
Uh,
like childhood friends or something?
yeah, they were
Maybe
like
that maybe
childhood
maybe
friends.
that's it too. Maybe that's it too. So they've been childhood friends for forever. So
Because
definitely
he calls her sweetheart a number of times.
yes,
Hmm.
he does call her sweetheart a number of times. Another thing I also will say, going back to Lenore and the Flint Striker, Lenore was quite the little rebel with the what was it? Trying to find
Well,
what it was.
she cut the hangman's noose
The noose,
and then
and then
burned
the
a flag
flag,
under the
and then the
stage.
flag. And the peacekeepers were like constantly watching her, and she like prepared this whole will and the flag one.
Oh shit, there is no sound at all. Thanks, Coffin!
Oh, we've
Um,
been talking for 20 minutes and there's been no sound.
Thanks, Coffin. Sorry.
um,
Sora did a crit fail. I'm gonna go hide now.
God damn it, Sora. At least one person has things
I
going.
got it. I got
God,
my sound.
God
Hashtag
damn.
streamer.
God damn it. Thanks, at least, her, for having sound.
Um,
Let's crit
So he's
fail,
gonna go
Sora.
die in a hole.
tech wizard fail.
Tech wizard fail. Yes, exactly.
Um,
The
you
wizard
hear
has failed.
a little bit more too about Wyatt and his family business, about being bookers and
Yes.
taking bets, um,
Yes.
Mhm.
and how Hay didn't really like it, been betting on the games. It was like, why do you do this?
Mm-hmm.
And they go on. Luella wants to go on to, it's what from what it seems like, to try and make an alliance with Wyatt because of him. He looks strong, she says. So,
Right.
Mhm.
And then we learn more about the Booker boys, and then we learn more about like how long that they take to get into the capital and stuff like that. Um,
Mhm.
and how they basically like Katniss's pin, that they each get to bring in the token from
Mhm.
home. Um, Etark had told them that it was breakfast, and that Maisie asked for coffee, and funny enough that it's a rich person drink in 12. So coffee isn't very accessible, which makes sense because districts and stuff like that.
And then, of course,
Um,
we learn that Hey Mitch is not a coffee person.
no, nope. Hey, Mitch is not a coffee
shocking.
person.
Um,
Shocking, really, though.
but yeah, they eat breakfast. Um, Hay's mind kind of goes back to his family and wondering if his ma is kind of gone into a her own self and her own hole, depressive hole, and is just sitting there kind
Hmm.
of scrubbing her clothes on the washboard. Um, and what Sid is doing, and of course back to Lenore as well. Um, and he wonders kind of how long he's gonna be for them to almost grieve him, because at this point Haymitch is still thinking that he's got no chance left, and no chance,
Right.
stone's throw
No,
chance in the
yeah.
games that you know he's ever going to make it, because he talks about the district career path and their careers, and um, how no one from 12 has ever really won anyway, except for one girl, or one tribute, and even that was a distant memory at this point in time.
Which makes me wonder again, getting back to ballads and songbirds and snakes, if they're slowly erasing Lucy. Because I'm wondering if that means Lucy, I think is what her name was.
Yeah, Lucy
I'm wonder
Bard.
I'm wondering if it means Lucy, but we won't know until we read Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. And that's even before this, I think.
Mhm.
I'm so excited to read the book. I saw the movie. I love it. I'm
Oh my god, the
so
movie
excited.
was Sora, when we finish reading the book, you will need to watch the movie. The movie was
Sora
because
hasn't
I
seen
And
it
when
remember
yet.
we
that.
finish, by the time we finish this book, the movie for this one will be out.
The movie is already out.
Sora hasn't
For
seen
Sunrise on the Reaping?
Ballad of
Oh
Songbirds
no,
and Snakes
Sunrise
yet?
on the No, he has not seen Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. The
Oh.
only reason why I
No.
knew me and you had seen it is because remember I messaged you and I was like, I'm going to see Hunger Games. You're like, wait, there are Hunger Games?
Right, and I was like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Don't speak.
Don't speak. Don't speak. We will still have to. Yeah, he has not seen Ballad of Songbirds
Oh,
and
I can't
Snakes
believe he
yet.
hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I haven't.
But we then begin chapter 5, where chapter 5.
Oh boy.
Chapter 5. Oh boy. Like, I'm literally, and I'm sensing to start a theme. Are we gonna have calm chapters and then chapters that hit the fan, like, right after each other? Like, are we gonna have 2 chapters where hell goes loose and then another calm chapter? Or is this where shit starts hitting the fan? Obviously, we'll find out more when we start reading. More stuff about the Booker boy, well, not just a Booker boy, but an eavesdropper, says Luella. And they start talking more about the gambling and where, like, the peacekeepers are getting ready to send them to the tribute center, I think is where it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, where I will say, one, again, they're treated like chained and like animals, and I kind of sense this theme within it was kind of a theme within the movie about the songbirds and snakes too, where they kind of were chained and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But um one thing, and I don't know if this was a thing that they, like, a line that they had in the Hunger Games or whatever, but no peace, no prosperity, no Hunger Games, no peace. It was like a campaign message,
Yeah.
which I don't remember if that's a campaign
I don't
message they used
remember.
in Hunger Games, but that stuck out to me. I feel like that might have been used before. I don't remember. But it stuck out to me as, like, it was like a, like, slogan of some sort, and it's like a thing they uphold.
Yeah. And then, of
The
course, keeping with the caged animals, just, they're stripped of anything that identifies them and they're just hosed down basically to clean them. And then, they're not even given clothes to like keep themselves modest. They're just given a thin sheet of paper.
well, so it also though, if you remember, um, that's I don't know if that's been a thing through like the entirety of the Hunger Games because you don't see it. At least we didn't in the movie. Um, in the
Right,
first one in
right.
Songbirds and Snakes,
Yeah.
but you see it kind of again, kind of sort of in Hunger Games with Katniss because Katniss, she's not really like drug off, um, but you do see her prep team coming in before she goes to see Cinna, or before Cinna
Yeah.
comes
Right.
in, and they basically like wax her and strip her down, and like she's kind of like laying there in what's almost like a hospital gown, more or less. And she's just like staring at the ceiling, and
Yeah.
like her hair is all like washed and stretched back. Um, so I don't know if that's just a thing because the Capitol sees them as like grungy and dirty and like full of bugs and disease ridden and again just below everyone else, that they're just like, we need to completely wash these people down for them to even like grace us with their presence. Um, which, as we know, the stylists and such, they're not very, they're just there to do a job. It's not like,
Well, and one thing I will say I noticed about these stylists, the stylists that these kids seem to get. They're all like still in school, styling school. Like they're all still trying to get grades and stuff and like be graded and
Yeah.
pass school.
Yeah,
And they
his
seem
prep
more
team.
worried with their grade than actually helping these kids out.
His prep team even says like, "Oh, we have to do before and after pictures, or we won't get the credit." Um. So yeah.
Another thing that I really kind of found funny, but it was also like one of those like real moments of like Drusilla and stuff like that. After they get off the train and stuff like that, Maisley kind of like not like sticks it in her face, but kind of like a smart ass. She's like, "Did you enjoy the cake or something?" And like she, uh, Drusilla had cake like on the corner of her face or whatever. And Plutarch's over here like telling her she looks beautiful just so she doesn't like snap. Like covered her face in makeup and like covered the bruises and everything like that. And like that's kind of like one of those moments where it's like Maisley 1, Drusilla
Mhm.
0 kind of thing. And I thought that was just like, why is Plutarch being so stuck up to her? Is he trying to prove something? Is he trying to say he's still with the capital? Like, there's that whole question too of like, is he still trying to keep himself hidden?
It's interesting that um, the only thing in the tribute center that you see, like, you see this grandiose, like, when you walk into the Hunger Games, it's the tribute center and the training center is the same as the tribute living quarters, and Effie makes it a point to say, "Oh, they're new every
Yes.
game." But
Yes.
this one is, it's in the capital, but it's in this rundown. The tribute center is this rundown gymnasium that one of the peacekeepers are like,
Yeah.
"Why don't we just tear it down?" Even this gymnasium, this rundown gymnasium, is too good for these kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did notice that one too. Because like yes, we see in Hunger Games where they have at least in one, they have not this like rundown thing, but this kind of it's still really nice and like they have housing. It's like little apartments. And in two, they have like this big fancy like glass elevator and stuff like that, and they have their own kind of like separate apartments again. But why all of a sudden this time for the 50th they have this crummy gym? Which was interesting because yeah, they have this crummy little shitty gym that's supposed to be where they live and where they train until the games.
And it's like, they bring them in and they're only separated by, whereas I feel like it's only separated by like white cloth, whereas before we see it as, it seems like separate rooms for each tribute, whereas the tributes are grouped together by their district and thrown behind a white curtain.
I will also say, speaking of like when we had them in the gymnasium and they had the whole same training center and everything like that, they also like seem to have separate gender like locker rooms and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Which is that them trying to give modesty or is that just the capital just trying to rope them in like animals? It could be both. But then again, I don't think there's modesty about the way they strip them down and shit like that. And like throwing all their clothes in the incinerator and some people are refusing and like yeah, it's just this shitty little gym with basic ass locker rooms and that's really all they're getting.
And then this is where you meet, where we get to kind of start to see some of the other tributes. We see um, some of the career pack. We see, one member of the career pack kind of strutting his stuff around and like, look at me, I'm, you know, talk shit kind of deal. Um, that's also when a peacekeeper finds Haymitch's flint, um, and is like, "Oh, is this your token?" Um, because they're supposed to take anything that could essentially be used as weaponry in the arena and in the games. Um,
Mhm.
but he said that basically, there's a ton of like matches and such around that it probably wouldn't even be
It
looked
won't
at.
get recognized as
Yeah,
such because no one in the capital has need of such a thing.
yeah. Um,
Basically, he just plays it off like a necklace, which makes sense because again, they say, "Oh, it's going to be inspected later," but yeah, they're not going to find any kind of thing on it.
and they're not, and then they go through this, like Sora was saying, this um like cattle, more or less. They walk into this bathhouse or this bath area, sprayed with scalding hot water, um, and they're all kind of bouncing around trying to get out of the scalding hot water, and then sprayed down with some sort of soap that doesn't taste like soap, and it just ends up like having their skin burn and itch, uh, and then
Hmm.
they're sprayed down again. And really, the only relief that they can get is when the showers start to just kind of drip down and drip around, and then they can actually like be able to kind of wipe their own whatever that is at the time off of their
Hmm.
skin. But they've been so abused, all you can say, I guess, that at this point they're like, you know what, we just don't have any fight left in us to fight anymore. We're over it now. We're just
Yeah.
And they don't even get a towel to dry off.
Be-
It's like a car going through a car wash at the end. It's
yeah, I was gonna say it's literally like blowing hot air, and then they get their paper to wrap in for modesty, which a fucking expensive capital like that, and they're like, "Hey, here, wrap up in a piece of paper. Here you go." That's not
Yep.
embarrassing.
So what do you guys think of Proserpina and Vitus?
So it's clear they cared more about their grade, but even
Yeah, then.
still, they still cared more about District 12 than anyone else we've seen so far. Because Drusilla, is very much capital, like, even refers to the District 12s as piglets,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
um, and very much sees herself in the capital as being uh, above the districts, especially 12. Um,
They they definitely seem like, yes, they care about their grades, but they're also trying to make sure Mitch and not Drusilla, Mitch, Luella, what's the other kid's name?
Wyatt
Wyatt?
why,
Wyatt.
and Maisley
Wyatt and
are the four.
Maisley. They're all trying to make sure, yes, they are, I don't want to say comfortable, but they're trying to make sure they care, like they show they care a little bit and try to figure out their outfits and stuff like that. But yes, they're worried about their grades. But at the same time, we then figure out that the team, Haymitch is talking about the team, and how they have Drusilla, who hates me, underclassmen who are their stylists, and then like they definitely seem have shown the most caring to these tributes at the moment. I think that helps them a little bit, but not through this whole situation. Yes, the situation still sucks, but maybe that helps them maybe feel a little more normal, per se.
Yeah.
But none of this is really normal.
Well, and then we hear about their stylist. Then we hear about Magno, who Magno has a
Magno.
very
Yeah.
um interesting way about him, I think. Because Drusilla clearly
I
does not like him at all.
Magno, I feel like, and this is just me from just reading the bit I have about him, he kind of doesn't give a shit about what he dresses 12 in, because nobody gives a shit about them anyway. Or it almost felt like he didn't entirely care. He barely even showed up.
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
was interesting too because we're introduced to the Hunger Games series with the stylists, supposed to be matching, the what the districts produce. So, like, I
Right.
think 7 was lumber,
And
12 is
7
coal.
was lumber, like
Um,
12 is coal. I think
and
4
like
was
we're
fishing.
introduced to a stylist who really cares about his tributes with Cinna.
right. Well, and even Cinna kind of
Right.
remember, like, went off a book because Cinna never actually dressed Peeta and Katniss in anything really to do with their district. Um,
With their
Yeah,
district. But Cinna made them feel ish, even if they're in the capital.
yeah.
um, but Drusilla, apparently Magno has his own personal style. He wears live animals a part of his critique or his show. Whereas he had one day when it says turtle, like so I thought it was a snake, but it says
I was
turtle.
gonna say,
Um,
it says, yeah, it
Used the
was this
turtle
really
for his
angry
belt
turtle.
buckle.
yeah, and like the turtle actually bit Drusilla. Um, and
Yeah,
I
the
was like,
turtle bit Drusilla.
she deserved it. I bet.
Oh, I'm
I mean,
sure she
knowing
did.
her,
I'm
probably.
sure she did. I'm sure she did.
And then,
Uh,
he shows up this year wearing snakes for earrings.
yeah, and she
Yes,
freaks because she's like, they were banned. What are you doing? They were, I don't. They were banned. Um,
they were banned.
yeah, and then they do the shots.
We came to find out too what they actually sprayed them with was insecticides, like the for plants.
Yeah, for bugs for
And
plants to keep
Yeah.
to keep bugs off of plants. Yeah.
yep. And Hey Mitch is like, I don't know if I should be worried about the long-term effects, but I'm probably going to be dead, so I'm not going to fight it.
Yeah. Um. So and then they fix them up, and she, Vitus hands them like does Haymitch's hair, and Haymitch asks for the goo in the hair, the gel of the hair, and that seems to help with the itching as well. He's like, I'm just gonna rub this all over my body. Um.
And then they finally get their white curtain privacy.
But even the two kids are like, because Vitus even says that he's got to go help his mother to plan for this Hunger Game party that his mom has going on later tonight at his house. Because as we know, it's a big hoopla in the capital for to have the Hunger Games. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a big shindig kind of deal. So, and then that's when we find out a little bit more about not Lenore.
Well,
Yeah, and her.
yeah.
No, it is Lenore, and her
It is Lenore. It is Lenore because we also find out more about Clay Chance and that whole night,
Yep.
Mhm.
And why
and
she is
why
looked at by
like
the
right,
um
and why like the bird that is on the flint striker is a raven because of Lenore being a songbird.
right.
We find out about Clay Chance and how he's talking, or how Haymitch is talking. Oh no, not Haymitch is talking, but he sees, and then he starts thinking about Lenore. And then we find out about that first night with Clay Chance and how he was supposed to be. I don't know a way to say this.
He was supposed
Unalive.
to be he was supposed to be hung at the
But
gallows.
yes, but I don't know if that's really.
I mean, he was.
No, it is. I'm just was trying to think of a way. But
Um,
that's no, that's exactly it. He was supposed to be hung at the gallows, and that they the rope snapped and Clay fell to the ground, and then bullets took him out, and that it was snowing that night. It was pitch black. They The security camera didn't catch much, but someone in town had spotted Lenora Dove leaving the square and reported her, and she was arrested. The peacekeepers then questioned her. But we come to find out it was Clay's sister, Binny, I think is how you say it, Binny,
Mhm.
yeah,
who had been on
that
borrowed
actually stood
time
up for
due
her.
to a
Yeah,
bad heart, and that she had let Clay go, and they let Lenore leave.
yeah, because she actually the sister actually ended up passing away in the jail cell when because from her bad
Right,
heart.
in the jail cell.
Yeah. Um, and then you see they finally get to see the other tributes. Um, they get a weird breakfast dish, so he gets like some nut butter sandwiches, which I guess I can only attune to like peanut butter sandwiches. I assume that's what I
That's
think.
what I'm going to attune them to, and I don't know if the capital really is doing that about peanut allergies or shit, but I think it's just what they were feeding them is what they feed them. But I'm gonna call them like peanut butter sandwiches as well and stuff like that because that's what makes sense.
Actually, they were almond butter.
Oh my god. Oh, that look you're getting from your sister.
You realize I will be up there in about 3 days, right? You might want to
Oh yeah.
watch what you say.
You might be fucked. Just saying.
Um,
No, see, because I'll just
Oh god.
make sure.
Oh god. We're gonna leave that one there. We're gonna leave that one there.
I've already threatened with
You wanna
if
see that?
someone else makes me mad that I was gonna crawl in Sora's bed and cuddle with Sora instead.
And we can call him
Okay?
Maxi Waxy together.
You are not actually calling him Maxi Waxy.
Um,
Are you guys actually legitimately doing that?
I
so,
don't do it often.
um, I may be
Tangents.
bunking with Sora. It's fine. We've done it before. Um,
It's fine. I've got a
I'm
queen.
not I'm
we've
not
done it
a
before.
jealous girlfriend type anyway. I'm not a jealous girlfriend type anyway. But continuing back to Sunrise on the Reaping.
Um, and then everyone starts to get ready for the chariot procession, which is, as we know, is a big thing in the Hunger Games. Um, but again, the
Like,
horses
yeah, it's
seem
where, yeah.
to be
Yeah.
untrained and to be, um,
Once again, District 12 gets the short end of the stick.
yeah,
District 12 always gets the short end of the stick. Again, by the way, Magno not showing up for even this because he doesn't seem to give a two shits and can't be bothered.
and when he finally does show up late, it's with like hand me down basically coal mining outfits that he just has let
Right.
all of his other tributes over the years use and wear. So there's
Use. Yeah,
nothing
yeah, yeah.
special about
Yeah.
them when he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make everything bigger and better this year," and even Drusilla's like, "What happened to your plan of grandiose? Like, where's the bigger and the better? Where's the brand new?"
I changed the light bulb. No, it was I changed the batteries.
Yeah, it was. I changed the batteries. The hat now lights up again, or whatever. Like,
Right, like literally, he couldn't be bothered. It's almost like he's just no. You know what? I'm just gonna say he's a lazy piece of shit.
which I mean, pretty much goes per status quo as far as like the way everyone kind of faces with the District 12. Um, in the capitals, kind of like they're the underdogs. They're the ones that aren't gonna make it. So
Right, right. No, exactly. Um, even at one point before Magno shows up, Baisley's like asking for like, well, if this guy's not gonna dress us, where's the dress I came in? I can make that work. Blah blah blah.
right,
Peacekeepers are already like, well, it's been already burned, so you can't use that.
right. Um, and they're basically shoved into this chariot that is only meant for two people. Um,
But they're trying to fit all four of them on one chariot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have the two girls in the front, and then Wyatt and Hamish in the back, kind of having to hold on basically for dear life. Um, and even then,
And
like,
then,
you see Luella like kind of stumble, and you see kind of like the friendship between Hamish and Luella, because Hamish actually catches Luella and is like,
Mhm.
steady, steady there. Um, and he even tells her that she's 1,000 times better than anyone in the capital would be.
Right. Right. And then after they start getting on the carriages and they start going on their way to Junction or wherever they're going in the capital,
and then shit
that
hits the fan.
and then shit hits the fan. Quite
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
And launches a firework right in front of horses. And
Yeah.
Yeah, which freaks the horses out.
The crowd's drunk, crowd's hooting and hollering. Um, and the the horse loses it, takes it to running away, throwing all
Hmm.
of them off of the carriage. Um,
Sirens go off, and red lights, and everybody seems to be very disoriented after this firework. And Haymitch remembers that the parade ends at President Snow's mansion, so like they're trying to all recuperate. And even District 6 kind of gets caught up into this mess.
Yeah.
And their chariot, and like they close in on theirs. Sparks, axles, everything like comes at them, and Haymitch lunges for Luella, and then next thing we know, Luella is dead.
Oh, so we don't even know that at this point.
For those who are keeping track, that is death 2 in just 5 chapters.
No.
They both fly off of the wagon, and they're both laying there.
Yeah.
And Haymitch feels
And at first, Haymitch
the
thinks
blood, and he's like, "Oh, this is me. Well, this is better than I would rather go now than starvation, or than by some form of
right.
mutts, basically, or starvation, or like a sword, someone else's sword, because we all know that I wasn't going to make it in that arena anyway. So now at least I'm going on my terms and not theirs. I'm basically like, I'm not a pawn in their game at this point.
Right.
Until he realizes that it's not his, and that the blood is actually Luella's.
Well, yeah. I probably should have said this before we got into this. Anyone who is still actively reading, spoiler alerts.
Spoilers.
I should have said that beforehand, but But yeah, we've come to find out that it is Luella, and that she died. And like, so Haymitch hasn't even had a normal reaping tribute parade, and I'm assuming he's not even gonna have a normal games. Like, he has not had normal any kind of experiences with the Capitol and the Hunger Games in his games so far, at least even before the games. Whereas at least Katniss had a little bit of a normal thing her first games.
What is normal at this point in the games, though? Like,
No,
like,
no, that is true too. But at least what I'm trying to point out is Katniss didn't have a firework at her tribute parade or anything like that. No one really died at her tribute parade. Her reaping wasn't entirely normal, but at least some things weren't as gruesome for her as they were Haymitch, is what I'm trying to say.
Haymitch has already been through a lot of trauma, and his games haven't even started yet.
plot twist, these are the games. We just don't know it yet.
No, right? No shit.
They're gonna pull a ending of, spoiler alert, ending, if you haven't seen Soundwork Stakes, close your ears. Sora, turn your ears off. Don't listen to stream. I guess she's game maker.
Okay.
She must be game maker. Because when Snow, who was not the president at the time, comes back to the Capitol, she looks at him and she asks him, she's like, "What do the Hunger Games mean to you? Or what are you in the Hunger Games?"
Oh, what was her name? I'm trying to remember her name. Oh God, what was her name? Because you're talking about the woman president.
Yeah, I guess she's president. I have no idea. He looks back at her and says, "I am the victor." basically
Mm-hmm.
meaning that the Hunger Games isn't, yes, the symbolism of the Hunger Games is the Hunger Games, but the Hunger Games is like the entirety of Pan Am and living in Pan Am. And making
Mm-hmm.
it to the capital is basically making it to Victor Row. Um and he's made it there. So he is the victor.
Yes. Right. Right. Because in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, we see
Um
Snow have his first, what's it called? Like he's like mentoring per
yeah,
se,
right.
essentially.
Do 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 do.
Um we just didn't want to spoil the end. It's fine. You can know that Snow is a mentor. I
Yeah,
don't care.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
was gonna
Snow's
say
a
the
dick,
end.
so
I just didn't want to spoil the
So
end for you.
okay, okay, yes, Snow is a dick,
Obviously.
but in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I really hate to
Okay.
say this.
Okay. Okay.
There's points you, there's points where you like.
okay. So
I don't want to
it
say you love
he's a
to hate
dick,
him
but
kind of
he's
thing.
your dick.
Okay. So
Okay,
I Snow and I have a love-hate relationship.
that's exactly what I'm trying to get at. That's
And
exactly what I'm trying to get at.
you realize by the end of the Hunger Games that Snow was a dick, straight up. Anyone who like throws however many, I can't count, 24 kids, I think it is. Um, two from each district. There's 12 districts. Um, into arena to battle, for the death because of freedom and liberty and blah 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 blah, is an absolute dick. But the quote that comes to mind for me, and I love this quote, is a Star Wars quote, and it's from Qui-Gon Jinn. And they're going in the little like speeder through the ocean, and he says, "There's always a bigger fish."
Mm-hmm.
I love
Hmm.
that quote from Qui-Gon Jinn. Um, and the ending of Hunger Games, I looked at Snow, and I looked at what happened, and I was like, if you haven't seen Hunger Games series by now, you fucked. I'm just gonna spoil it right now. Um,
I was gonna say Hunger Games has been out since like 2012,
to
so
watch Katniss pull back the arrow, point it at Snow, and then switch and go and point it at Coin was like
yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of
tops.
those moments where, yes, I guess I should have expected it, but at the same time, it took me so by surprise at the same time because I hadn't finished reading the book of Mockingjay yet at the time when it was out, but I was like at the same time, if I don't go now, shit's gonna get spoiled for me in school, blah 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 blah. So that was one of those moments where yes, it's a love-hate relationship between you and Snow, and like, yes, Snow is a dick, and Snow deserved what he got by the end of certain things,
But he never lied to Katniss.
but he never lied to Katniss. Exactly.
Even when he says when Katniss confronts him about the parachutes that killed Prim. Again, if you haven't seen Hunger Games, go fuck yourself. Um, that killed Prim. He was like, he looks at her and he goes, "Now, Miss Everdeen, I thought we promised never to lie to each other." And then he goes on to say, admitting that he knows he's a dick, let's all go, "I'm not
But he's
above
not.
killing kids, but I'm not wasteful."
But I'm not wasteful.
But I'm not wasteful. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And it makes me
we
wonder
got off on a
too,
tangent.
really much of a tangent? Because it
I mean,
relates
same
to things.
universe.
we
Same
got off on a tangent.
universe. I guess. But this is what book talks are about. And we connect things to other books. So I feel for the first time too, we see the Mockingjay again in the beginning of chapter 6. And how they talked about, again, we talked about Lenore and how after the events of what happened to Luella, like who's gonna sing your songs now? Like some people actually, I don't even think it's people. I think it might be Haymitch, but it also might be Maisel. I don't think it was said who said that, but like Haymitch, Wyatt, and Maisel, like no, they don't even have to ask what happened to Luella. They all know at this point. And they're grieving at this point, even though they don't really. Some of them knew each other, some of them didn't, and like even Maisel gives her like one of the necklaces that she had, which she was gonna offer Luella as her token, which was a
It
strand of
was
beads that was woven into a purple and yellow flowers, so she'd have something from home.
Yeah, and which was, she liked flowers. It was like one of her
She liked
things.
flowers.
Um, and we kind of see the kids from District 12 again almost rebel against the Capitol as well, because the peacekeepers start to come to get Lorella. Um, and Maisley even looks at her and looks at Haymitch and goes, "Yeah, they're gonna take her, but give them hell for it. Like, don't just give her to them. Like,
Yeah,
she's not
don't
theirs.
just give her to
Like,
them. They're not theirs. Run, like do what you can.
run, Forrest, run.
No, I mean, no,
basically,
true though. Basically, that's exactly what it is. And, you know, yes, Haymitch thinks of Woodbine in this moment and how when Woodbine ran, he also runs for Woodbine. And, like, this is like one of their, again, fighting the Capitol kind of things. And, like, anything they do in the Capitol ain't normal kind of thing.
yeah.
But he has to do it for Luella, or like what did she die for kind of thing. And it's the Capitol doesn't own her kind of thing.
Um, and I love how like it shows him running and him like, um, I believe it's for 6. Is it 6? It's one of the it's one of the other districts, the upper districts.
Dodging any
Basically,
white peacekeeper uniform, I weave past red streak bodies, past the wrecked district 6 chariot. So it's district 6.
okay, where he's like trying to he understands that he's gonna be now the only one that reaches Snow and like and use the horse against him
Oh,
and
that was District One's horse that he
Yeah, that
brought.
was District 1,
okay,
that horses that he used, but he
um
also ran past District 6 to
and
get farther down the path.
Haymitch basically like jacked his carriage and was like, I'm gonna go do this, and like decides to, Luella's on his shoulders and like they're now riding this chariot up to Snow, and he does get up to Snow, um and actually lays Luella in front of Snow, and you even see him go and think, try and spin this now towards us, Plutarch. So it's like a jab at Plutarch, like spin this to be. Oh, we're just loving kids of the capital. Like everything is great in the capital. Um,
Mhm.
Right, yeah, no. Try again.
and he makes sure that Snow sees Luella and is like, "This is your fault. This is you. This is what happens." Um, and you see, or
Yeah,
like,
because
he just stands and just starts clapping for Snow
mhm,
as a
mhm.
basically fuck off, like fuck you kind of deal.
And this is broadcasted on the screens to the capitals at this moment.
Which I don't kind of like may have backfired a little bit for Haymitch because I don't think that Haymitch like actually expected. Like Haymitch is doing it for Haymitch because again, basically he's like, I'm not gonna be a pawn in their games. This is I'm not gonna if I'm going out, I'm gonna go out my
Right,
way. But now you've taken my
right,
best friend and an only ally from me. Um, but it kind of like flip flops on him, and everyone's like, as he's kind of walking back to or being drugged back to the barn, basically, the capital's inhabitants are like, oh, what's your name? Who are you? I want to sponsor you. Like, I want to send you things in the
mhm,
arena, and he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like,
Mhm.
right, right,
um,
right. And then the other tributes, someone from Ford, like he has to get on Ford's chariot or something,
Yeah.
and like once they get off of it, a girl that like someone pushes him off, urchin
Mhm.
yeah,
urchin pushes him off, and then a girl laughs at him from four, and then so he lays on the ground at that point just waiting to see if he gets trampled or not, and like he doesn't really seem to have a care in the world at this moment. um and like all he seems to see is that moment with Luella and how he left her with Snow. And he knows he couldn't do anything about it with Luella. They were gonna take her anyway. He just he's already been through so much, and he ain't even at the games yet.
you see a bit of bonding from 12 too, at least with Maisley and Haymitch. I think Wyatt still has a little bit of work,
Yeah.
but even later in the
Yeah.
chapter, even Haymitch is like, "Oh, I shouldn't have." Like thinking to himself, like maybe I was a little
Yeah.
harsh on Wyatt, um, because Maisley walks up to him and was like, basically like, "That'll do, pig. Like, good job. Like now like they won't count out 12 so much now." Um,
If I remember correctly, I think they said like don't mess with 12. Don't mess with District 12 is what basically what they said their message was just there. And basically
yeah,
now District 12 is actually being noticed.
yeah. Um, and then he of course goes and looks at like Wyatt because Wyatt basically disses Luella and for being a skinny 13-year-old, which mostly everyone from 12 is because they don't eat and are nourished and such like that. Um, and he's basically like, well, what do you think your father's betting on you? What do you think your odds are against your father? You want to go there? You're basically you're nothing. Do you really think your father's betting highly on you? Like, what do you think they are? And that's why it's kind of like, well, I know it's nothing. It's 40-1. Like, I know it's nothing. So
one thing too, and Hamish also talking about this betting and stuff like that. Hamish even goes, "You could have rejected their business too easily," and she says she couldn't because she was going to spend the rest of her life behind a candy counter, and she didn't really have a choice of what she could do much with her life being from District 12.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and then he's like, even I outmeaned Maisley. And then you see kind of a glimpse of like the other districts, like their other tributes. You first get to you first get to see their names as Hamish is kind of looking up at a board, and the other districts are flashing
Mm-hmm.
their tributes and such. So as the peacekeepers are rounding him up to take him back to the tribute to their town or their apartment or whatever you want to call it, um, at this time. So
So minus, like, so normally they're supposed to have 48 people. Clearly they are, District 12 is now at a disadvantage because of losing Luella as well. Not that I think any of them have entirely allied against themselves, except maybe a few of them, or they have. That doesn't entirely seem clear between the rest of them yet, because Hamish was just with Luella at the moment. Um, they then, after that whole little situation, um, basically District 12 is at a disadvantage now because they have one less person, and maybe we find out too from a kid named Amber, I don't know how to say it. He's from District 3 and he's got already a few districts with him, and even one district still thinking about it. Like, people are making allies and District 12 is still at a very hard disadvantage.
yeah, yeah. What do we think about Ampert? Ampert is kind of the first three districts usually, as we have grown to know them, are the career pack. But Ampert's kind of taken a different route, and he's trying to kind of combine everyone to go against the career pack.
Kind of reminds me
Yeah.
of, oh god, what was his name? Kind of reminds me of what's his name? I'm trying to think of his name. He was such a hothead. He's the one that offers Katniss a sugar cube. I'm trying to remember his
Finnick
name.
O'Dare. I love Finnick.
Finnick.
I
Yeah,
love
Finnick.
Finnick.
He kind of reminds me. He kind of reminds me of Finnick.
If I could change your brother into Finnick O'Dare, Sora, I totally would. 150%. I'm just gonna put that one out there.
I don't know how Sora feels about that. But
Anyway,
Amber, and this is just me.
I
He
love
kind
Finnick.
of reminds me of Finnick. He's kind of. I'm not saying I had anything against Finnick. He kind of reminds me of Finnick, though, trying to get people to work together who would not normally work together.
Oh, I'm jealous of Annie. I fucking love Finnick. Anyway. Sorry. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. If you can see what I mean about kind of trying to get people who wouldn't work together normally, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from Amber in a way, which is not normal from a career.
Yeah. Yeah. And Finnick was smart. Anyway. Yeah.
Finnick was smart. Finnick was smart though, which also kind of is the vibe I'm getting from Amber. And we'll find out if he's as smart as he
Yeah.
seems in his
Emperor
games.
seems really like street smart.
Yeah. I would have to agree.
I'm like,
Um,
I'm interested to see how that plays into him actually making it through the games.
We'll see if he even makes it through the games. That's
But
the other thing.
I mean, however
clearly
far
he
he
doesn't.
makes it.
But we all know how this
No,
ends.
I
If
but
mean,
you've seen Hunger
clearly,
Games, we all know how this
but
ends.
I was trying to make it to a point where it was like a
spoiler alert.
theoretical question, but we already
Um,
know. I
spoiler
was
alert.
trying to be
Haymitch survives. Sorry, guys.
Spoiler alert,
not
guys.
like we don't.
Ampert dies, just so you all know. Some way in this book, shape, or form, Ampert dies.
I mean, yeah, but he then scampers out, and Haymitch then thinks that his ally days began and ended with Luella, and then they basically chain up Maisley, Wyatt, and bring them to where they will be staying. And they're looking for their escort, and their escort, shocker of shocks, is nowhere to be found. Which,
Yeah.
again, shocker of shocks. And Drusilla, again, is nowhere to be found. And District 12 team could give two shits about District 12, as shown again here. And they're more worried about their after party than where the fuck District 12 is going to go. So they bring them to their chambers.
Yeah, so they all go back to their apartment, I guess, more or less you can call it. Um,
Yeah, apartment, they put quarters, but yeah, no, essentially, yeah.
um, and then we meet a very interesting character.
Mhm.
And then we meet
Yeah,
a mentor of theirs. And a very interesting one at that. And when I read this name, I was like, oh,
yeah, just the same here.
Mhm.
Just the same here. Which makes me wonder how the fuck she got the way she did in Catching Fire. And I'm wondering if we find out more about that in this. I'm wondering if we're thinking of the same one at the moment.
well, speaking of Maximus, should we tell him that I want to dress him up like Finnick?
Hi, Max.
Um,
Hi.
Max.
uh,
I don't know if you're talking about the one I'm thinking of or if you're thinking of the other one at the moment, but both I was shocked to see.
oh, both absolutely. But no, I was talking about the first one we meet of Iris.
Yes, no, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Wyrus was the cuckoo one
Beatty and
in Catching
Wyrus was
Fire.
well, yeah. Well, it was Beatty and Wyrus was right. Was it Beatty and Wyrus?
Mhm.
I think it was Beatty and Wyrus. Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Because Wyrus was the one that, if I remember correctly, in Catching Fire was going tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Yep.
Or was that a
She's the
different
one
one?
that nope. She was the one that realized that it was a clock.
That it was a
The arena was
clock.
a clock.
That it was a clock.
Mhm.
So I am thinking of the right one.
And initially, who Katniss wanted as one of their allies initially was
Right. Right.
Wyrus and Beatty. Um. And you see a little bit of Wyrus's games to where Wyrus had a very interesting arena.
Mhm.
I would have liked to see that arena. Um,
Mhm. That would have
uh,
been quite interesting to see.
yeah, where it was basically like a giant. It seems like a giant mirror. Is from what I got the way
Right.
they explained
Right.
it because it was like
No, I could exactly see that. Yeah.
this like the sun reflected off of the cornucopia, which reflect like made things like hard to grab because of everything like Hunger Games. It's at the Hunger Games Regal.
You know what? Fuck you.
It's the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. The Hunger Games.
You know what? At least I'm, doing my responsible mod job and responding to your viewers, unlike you.
It's about time someone comes to work.
Oof.
It's about time someone comes to work.
Youch.
Listen, I usually come to work unless I'm working.
No, you mostly come to your girlfriend's streams to work. You don't even go to your sister's.
Well, maybe my sister needs to not stream when my girlfriend's streaming because I can only have one up on the phone at a time.
You're
All I'm
going to get
hearing-
So
smacked
getting
in
beat
3
on
days.
Friday.
All I'm hearing is blah 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 blah. I'm a little bitch.
You know what? I'll fight you in 3 days. I'll lose, but I'll fight you.
You are never gonna win that fight, Sora.
Like I said, I'll lose, but I'll fight her.
Darling brother, do you
Uh-oh.
realize that there's a problem with you threatening me?
Uh-oh.
And his name is Maximus. I don't have to lift a
You
finger.
could just...
I can say, babe, your brother is threatening me, and he's hurting my feelings, and I don't like it. Can you help me?
Just come over and... Just come over from the next room and beat your ass now if she really wanted you to do that. You know what I need to do, though? I still need to put Roll the Misadventures back on my suggested streamers list.
Yeah, you probably should do that.
After that whole thing.
I don't have
But
to
anyway.
bend a pinky.
But anyway, before we get murdered on the internet. Yeah, Virus's games kind of were like it seemed like it was a mirror, and I would have loved to see a lot more of her games. And then the other name that we very much recognize from District 4, I was surprised to see Mags.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to see Mags. Which clearly means this is before she had her tongue cut out. Because she still speaks at this moment.
Fuck.
We can take a break. It's fine.
Oh, I was just gonna let him know I'll be down in a bit.
Oh. Yeah.
And then Haymitch just breaks down on Max and just starts crying.
He held it together longer than anyone reasonably should have.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Because that poor 16-year-old has already been through so much shit. where it's
Remember,
just
this is only 2 days after his birthday.
2 days. Is
And
it
I'm,
2 days or even 1 day? Is it 2 days or
No, I
one
think it's
day?
one.
I
Oh
think it's
yeah,
one.
it's 1 day after his birthday. So he has lost 2 friends in as many days.
Yeah, I think it's 1 day because I don't know if I'd really call the boy a friend though.
Well, still, acquaintance.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure he knew him, but I don't really think they were really friends per se. Um, but it's just interesting that there's been so much going on, and Cambridge has only had this within the course of a day, and we haven't even gotten to yet, like what, um, and I don't even know if they're gonna have this because they didn't seem to have this in Ballad of Somber Snakes. But like in Hunger Games, where they had like they showed off a skill and they got rated and blah 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 for the sponsors, we still have that. We still have their training days. Like, what other shit can this man go through before his
Yeah.
games? Or are we getting close to where he's going into his games?
Boy.
But what are we thinking for the next chapters? Who do we think? Do we think that Mags and Wirus are the only two, and like Plutarch are the only characters that we're gonna see? I mean, and obviously Snow, but I wasn't counting him. Like, are the only characters that we're gonna see from the past Hunger Games, or the Hunger Games, Katniss's Hunger Games?
I hope I hope we see Beatty. I hope we see Beatty.
Yeah.
Because Beatty was one of those ones that was good friends with Virus. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
wondering if that's who she was in with, or if it's some completely different other boy.
So
And I'm
Beatty
hoping we
Beatty
see
was a
Beatty.
different game. Remember, because Wirus won her game, and then Beatty, because you can only have one victor. So Wirus
Yeah.
won her
Okay,
game,
okay,
and then
yeah,
Beatty
no,
won his
yeah,
games.
so Beatty was definitely a different game then.
Yeah, but
Um,
it may have
hmm.
been like a game or two, like either before or after, because they don't seem that far apart as far as age wise. So you know,
Right, right. So
Yeah.
maybe Beatty, or this would be a long stretch, but I don't even know if Annie is still alive at this moment. Or if Annie was a long time after Mags, or if that was not long after either. So maybe even Annie and learning about Annie's games, maybe?
yeah,
If
because
I
Mags
can't
was
remember.
Annie's mentor.
Right, right. So I'm wondering maybe about Annie.
Maybe.
But that brings up an interesting story because it doesn't look like Annie was that old. What is the time frame between? What is the time frame between these the victors and the win, like the victors and the different districts? Like, what is the time frame between Mags and between Annie? You know, like, so like, because Mags obviously won her games clearly, but
Mm-hmm.
how long then did they go not having a victor win until Annie? Because wasn't it like
Hmm. Because I think it
the
was
closest
like a
live, like
situation.
the last victor is the mentor. So that's why like Katniss and
I think
Mm-hmm.
Peeta instead
so.
of like Haymitch is the mentors. Well, supposed to be the mentors.
Mm-hmm. Right. And at this point too, this is before, because we find out at one point during Catching Fire and during when when Mags is in the teleporter, well, again, that she doesn't have, like, she can't speak in, like, some situation that I think it was like she had to cut out her tongue or something. Or her tongue got cut out or something. It's been so long, I don't remember. But at this point, that situation has not happened yet.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this also leads to that instance where Max no longer is able to speak. And like if something happens in this book where Mags like is no longer able to speak and that whole situation comes to light.
If you need to go, Sora,
I'm
go, by
feeling
the way.
like I'm feeling like we're going to be learning a lot more about Mags, a lot more about how Ryrus became the way she did. Maybe. It's going to be an interesting situation of what happens if that happens.
Yeah.
Because yes, when we meet Mags in Catching Fire, we meet Ryrus in Catching Fire, we don't know much about them. They're just previous victors. So I'm wondering if we're going to learn more about them in On the Reaping.
Yeah, I don't know. It's already been so much. I already can't take it.
I already have a feeling Haymitch's games are gonna have, like, I hate to say this like this, and I don't want to think like this, but why do I feel like we're gonna have a Ruse situation?
But see, I would have thought that way too if Lorella would have survived. The thing that got me was Lorella didn't survive, and
Right.
unfortunately, because I really liked her.
I did like her too. I really did like her.
Um, sorry. And he even says, Hamish even says, like, when he's going to, like, think about allies, he doesn't want to do the ally thing anymore. Like, the only ally that
Mm-hmm.
he had was Lorella, and that's all he wanted was Lorella. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I fear he's going to find someone he makes good friends with in the games. And we're gonna have something like that of a Ruse situation again. Or he's gonna, like, go and, like, he's gonna have to, like, I fear he's gonna have to make some big decision. Either it's gonna be between him and a district member, or it's gonna, I feel like there's gonna be something big that happens to him that makes him, like, just break even more.
So, if. I feel like I have the upper hand because I feel like I remember how Hamish won his games. Because it said in Hunger Games how Hamish wins.
It's been so long since I've read Hunger Games, I really don't remember.
And I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see like how it plays out. If I'm remembering Hunger Games correctly, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you want me to tell you or not.
I don't care if you tell me, so you can tell me.
Because I'm pretty sure he said. I'm pretty sure it's PETA that says it. About Hamish hiding his entire games.
Okay. Okay.
Like
So yeah,
like
it definitely could be something where he hides in, like, yeah.
like runs. He finds the edge of the arena like Katniss did, and just like hides for the whole game.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, that could be definitely something that happens because
If I can
yeah,
remember correctly.
yeah, you might be correct. I also fear, yes, he's gonna, if that is correct, something's also either he's gonna hide his old games or someone's going to find him at the end and something's going to happen then.
I'm definitely No, I don't think he did. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he hid.
You may be right.
When did you? Oh, I didn't realize you were a subscriber. Yeah, I thought he hid. I know, but I don't know how he won his games. Maybe it was the cliff. I thought it was said though. Okay, so it was said um in the Hunger Games series. Then
It's just been so long since I've read Hunger Games.
I know I want to go back and read them.
We have to get through Sunrise on the Reaping first. Like
we
this,
got to get rid
I
of
have such
the
a,
Ballad of Songbird and Snakes as well first.
and that too, and then we got to bring Sora through Divergent, like we've been saying.
Oh, Divergent is the best. I love Divergent.
And I'm including 4 in that because I have not read 4 yet.
I actually haven't read 4 either yet. And Max is over here going, "When are you going to read the Aragon series? When are you reading Aragon? When are you reading Aragon?" You see,
We'll
what had
get
happened
to it.
was, what had happened
We
was,
will
Jesus
get.
Christ. Cheers.
We will get to it. There's such a backlog of books. Me and Sora still have to do Loki with Jackie. But I'm really excited for chapter 7, and I'm gonna be honest, even forming coherent thoughts during this, because like I had said in the beginning of this, I had finished the reading 5 minutes before we started.
Yeah, no,
Like,
mine was like 15 minutes before we started. I was like in my room reading, and I was like, I still have 2 chapters to go. Shit. Yeah. And as soon as I read Mags, I was like, or as soon as I read Virus, I was like,
yeah, I'm like, oh, I recognize this name. I recognize that name.
I was like, no
Shit.
longer good. And then they threw Mags at me, and I was like, what? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you see, like, you see, you can tell there's a friendship there between, because Haymitch even says, when Katniss is like,
Max is
is like, well, Finnick has to know that, someone like her is not going to make it. I bet when time comes down to it, he won't hesitate or something like that. And he says something like, well, when she goes, I just hope it's quick, because she was always a good person, or something like that, to the form of like,
I think it was like something like she's a nice lady or something like that, or
yeah.
something of that sort.
Oh, excuse me, the inheritance cycle is the correct name. Excuse me. Whatever.
Of what Aragon or some shit.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be Aragon to me, Max. Just saying. Anyway, it's one of those things where yeah, you definitely have a lot we're going to be getting into. And I'm really excited to see what Haymitch's arena is going to be. And how we're going to get to that. If we're just going to be getting to that soon, or if we're going to be getting to
If
the
we're gonna go
training
through the, yeah.
days. Or yeah, what we're going to get to, because there's still so much that needs to be answered and explored, and I'm even wondering, it might be early. I'm even wondering too if like at the end of this or like at any point during this, even maybe towards like the end of the book or something, if Haymitch is ever going to meet Cinna during this, or if Cinna's like one of those kids in school or something at this point, or if I'm wondering if Cinna like, actually exists yet, or if we're going to be starting to see any of those
Oh yeah,
characters too,
yeah,
because there's the possibility that Cinna's at that age because Cinna's from the capital, that he could be in school with those other stylists.
yeah. I really could. I should put my hair in pigtails.
Cute.
Sorry, I'm like really looking at it, like
You're
playing with.
fine.
I'm like, I need a haircut too, man. Holy crap.
You're good. I'm just wondering if we're gonna start meeting any of those other characters soon.
Some big gal Latour, because it's a BBG. I don't know what that is. It's got to be from Inheritance. Um, I can look it up. I can do it. We can make it as a random encounter in Vecna.
Oh Jesus.
Or I can make Max jealous and put it in Ayakin and use it on the one that he's not in. Or we can give it to Beloria because he's not in that one either.
Boy. Um, yeah, it could be interesting. I feel like there's some characters even that we know that we might be seeing.
What is one character that you would like them to bring? Well, you said Beatty.
I would love to see Beatty. I would really love to see Beatty. I also really would love to see Cinna if Cinna is actually still is actually alive at this point.
I
But
would like to
I'm
see
really
like a beginning Cinna. That would be, yeah.
a beginning Cinna, exactly. Yeah,
I don't think we will,
because
but
I
I
don't
would
think
like
we
to see
will
a
eat,
beginning Cinna.
but uh, still one of the biggest like heartbreaks for me in that fucking series.
That
Like,
sucked. That whole scene
oh,
sucked. And they did not. That was one of the scenes that they did not do justice in the movie too.
that the three things that they did not do in the movies justice, and I feel like the exact three, you know what I'm gonna say. Rue, Rue, Cinna, and Prim.
Yeah.
They all felt rushed. They all felt rushed.
Yeah. They didn't, yeah, Prim was rough too.
I know that you can't entirely spend so much time on some stuff, but I hate to say this more, and yes, this was a big point. And again, spoilers, but again, Mockingjay has been out for, so I don't give a fuck.
That's on you. If you haven't, yeah, that's on you at this point.
Yeah, that at this point, yeah. They
Sunrise on the
focus
Reaping will
so
still
much.
give spoiler alerts, but like Hunger
Yeah,
Games and Mockingjay and like Catching Fire. You know
yeah,
what? That's been
yeah.
out long enough.
My whole thing is they focus so much more on Peta's hijacking. Yet, yes, I understand that that was big story points and stuff like that. But we also could have spent a little bit on time, like a moment with Prim, like not, but like a heartfelt moment with Prim and
Yeah.
Katniss, and after that whole situation. Same with Cinna, same with Rue. I understand some things, yes, we can not focus completely on, but I also felt like Mockingjay, we focused so much on Prin's damn cat.
Well, I mean, Prim's was like the cat was a big thing to Prim especially. So I mean,
This is true.
yeah,
This is true.
like that. I forget the damn cat's name, but the cat was yeah, was a big thing because yeah, Katniss hated the cat. Um,
Katniss hated that cat.
and she was a big thing to Prim.
Buttercup. Buttercup.
Thank you.
I'm like, I have to look it up. Buttercup. Buttercup was a big thing to Prim, so yes. I understand that. And that cat hated Katniss, so I understand the need to talk about it a bit. But at the same time, there's
Who
also
would
a
I
lot
like
of
to see?
symbolization. Yeah, that's a good question. Even for you.
I don't. God, it's hard because I feel like you know who I would like to see,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't happen because I feel like he was so random. I would like to see Seneca Crane.
Seneca Crane, yes.
But I feel like he was vital but not
Well,
vital.
he
It was
was he was a
like
big game maker in one though, so I wouldn't say he was not vital.
but I don't know if it was vital enough to be warranted to put him like to have a backstory for him. Because it wasn't there wasn't much told about Seneca Crane other than like he was that year's game maker. Whereas like
Hmm.
there was like you hear about why like Wirus and Beatty come back and Mags comes back and um what are some of the older ones? Maybe even like the Morphlings
Limp.
would be interesting too.
The Morphlings were interesting because they camouflaged and hid their whole games.
Yeah.
Um, what was her name? Johira? Was her name Johira? Johanna?
Joanna.
What was her
Joanna.
name? Joanna.
Um she might be a little bit too young. Oh,
Yeah,
Caesar Flickerman. I love
Caesar.
him
Yes.
so
We could
much.
definitely, we definitely could see maybe not now, but by the end of Sunrise on the Reaping, he could be the next announcer.
I love him so much. I do. Yeah, I do. I would love to see him.
Caesar's a good one.
Yeah. He's great, and freaking the actor that they got to play him was on fucking point.
I don't remember the actor who played him.
Um, not Stanley Tucci. That was Plutarch, I think. Yeah, Stanley Tucci. Am I right?
Yeah, Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. Because the guy that was the guy that played Plutarch was Phillips
Seymour
Hoffman.
Hoffman.
Seymour Hoffman. Seymour Hoffman. Yep.
Because he also played in The Devil Wears Prada. He was um the assistant.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I know things.
This is all recycling. Yeah, we could definitely. I feel like this is even before its time, but what about a possibility of coin? Is there a possibility of coin in District 13 at
Oh.
all?
I don't know, because at this point in time, I would think that the uprising is over, because it's been over for 50
Right,
years,
right,
because that's why
right,
we have the Hunger Games, is because of the uprising.
right. Is there a
But
possibility of coin in District 13 and that becoming part of the surface?
maybe.
Although I'm wondering if it's a bit before its time.
Yeah. Hmm. That could be interesting.
Like, there's so many factors. I still feel like even we might even find out. Oh no, no, she's not. No, I think she died. I'm remembering correctly, that one before in Ballad of Songbirds and
Oh,
Snakes.
yeah, she's not. Yeah. Yeah, they mentioned her They mentioned her in here, but yeah, I don't think she's alive though.
That's what I mean. I'm like, did she die in Ballad of Songbirds? It's been so long. At this point, after we read the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, I will be reading. I meant watching the movie again.
Yeah. Look who's back. Guess who's back? Back again.
Back again.
Um,
Hey, Sora. Hey, Sora, question for you. And I had this
Hmm.
idea while I was gone. What do you think about a possibility of there being a mention of District 13 and possibility of President Coin?
Ooh.
Do you think it's too early
Oh,
for its time, or do you think there's a possibility of it?
and like seeing some of these people actually like join the rebellion and like bide their time
Yeah, that kind of thing.
and
Do
like
you think it's too
see.
early? Do you think it's too early for its time, or do you think that we might be on to something?
I think we might be onto something here. I don't
Because
know. We
again,
might.
that because then that brings in the point you brought in earlier. Is Plutarch still playing for the capital at the moment, or is he already part of that rebellion?
They could be playing the long game. I don't
that's a
know.
long
Just
game. Literally.
that's what I mean, though. That would be a really, really long game.
So Max just asked, what about Katniss's dad? You actually, so it's not officially said, obviously, because it's not her story, but you actually meet a character in the first three chapters called Burdock, um, and his last name it's Burdock Everdeen, and he's actually a friend of Haymitch.
Which makes us wonder even if that's Katniss's dad, although it's not officially said.
Yeah. Um, the other thing of note, he is a bow hunter.
Yeah. Yep.
So then I'm going to assume, and we might find this out later, I'm going to assume it has to be then.
It's definitely a
Strong contender.
yeah, for sure. But it says, and the funny thing is he has a thing for, I don't, did Katniss ever say what her mother's name was? I don't think she ever did.
I don't think
Because he
so.
has a thing for Marilee Donner, I think. Burdock has a thing for someone. But
Astrid?
yeah, but it's Astrid is it Astrid?
Agnes's mother's, Everdene's mother's name is Astrid.
Oh, is it?
That's what it says here. Astrid. Is what this
Oh,
says, but I don't
interesting.
know. I don't know if that, but she's referred to as Mrs. Everdeen in books and films.
Interesting. That okay, so if that's true, um yeah, then Burdock is definitely Katniss's father. Because it says I guess Astrid has more substance than her pack of snooty town friends suggest. Besides, Burdock's nuts about her, so I try to be nice even though he's got
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Then, yep. And that's a definite.
wow.
Okay, so then that's a definite yes.
I was just slapped in the face about why Haymitch is the way he is with Katniss.
That
Holy
makes so much
fucking
more.
shit.
That makes so much more sense.
Hey, Mitch, you old dog.
All of the
That,
fucking wow.
wow. Okay, so that's why he's so overprotective of her.
Literally his best friend's daughter.
Literally his best friend's daughter. Oh my god.
All of the collections that I have ever needed. Holy shit.
That's why we see him jump in so much with the scene in Catching Fire where he stops her from being struck by the Peacekeeper. That's why he cares about her so much. Wow.
Oh, in the words of the glorious Kronk, oh yeah, it's all coming together.
It really fucking is. Which, So then here's the other thing. Then when she gets him to try and stop drinking, is that because he cares about her and it's because it's his best friend's daughter that he actually tries to do this for once and actually almost listens to her? Huh.
Oh,
So many things are now coming together.
I.
Oh shit.
Why did we not have this book before Hunger Games? Why? Suzanne Collins. Did we not have this book before Hunger Games? Do you understand, Suzanne Collins, that if you just would have given me this book, how much simpler my life would have been? Why did you not give me this book? This is the book that I needed in my life. Why did you not give me it? And I'm 7 chapters in.
Max also brings up a good point here. What about Katniss's dad's story and how he went missing?
yeah, because he's not around
He's
come
not around.
the
Come
74th.
Hunger Games.
Well,
Even Hunger Games.
it's said about he died in a coal mining accident. Is what it
Oh,
said.
Right.
that's right. That's
Right.
right.
Right. Right. That's right.
And that's why she has to take so many tesserae to support her family.
Right. Right. Because there's so many things where if you take so many rations, your name gets put extra into the reaping. We're only 7 chapters in. Is the crazy thing.
I'm not hooked. I'm not hooked.
We say that now.
I'm not hooked.
Did she? I think he died in. I think. Are you sure? I think he died in that accident. It's been so long.
I don't know. And unfortunately, I don't have the books anymore to go back and check.
I don't know
Yes,
where they are.
Katniss's father dies in a mining accident in the Hunger Games series.
No, she. Yeah.
So specifically 5 years before the 74th Hunger Games.
He died on the 69.
Real mature. Real
That one.
mature.
That one's yours. Just saying, Valkyria.
Real mature. Real fucking mature.
You can have that one.
I mean,
Oh,
you're
please.
dating a bellboy. You're dating a
The
bellboy
other one
too
was
now.
thinking it too.
You're dating a
He
bellboy
just
now
didn't
too,
say it.
though.
Look,
Just
mine's
saying.
just stupid. All right. He's kind of dumb. Yours is like 12.
And my brother's 11. Your point?
He's like 13. Okay.
No, he's 11.
Anyway.
Yeah, so there's a few things.
All right. Well, now he's like
so-
11 from the comment he just made. Okay.
What did
I
he
told
just
you.
say now? What did he say?
I'm not
Valkyria,
repeating
why
that
did
on
you
stream.
not stop me? Why did you not say, this is a
We
dumb
warned
idea?
you.
I've
We
been with
warned
one
you.
for 2 years. Please don't do this.
Turf, look.
I've been
We
dating one for
pointed out
almost
the
5
red
years.
flags to you. You're the one who looked at them and said, "Ooh, red's my favorite color," and went charging straight for them.
I've been dating a bellboy for almost 5 years. I don't know what you want.
3. I thought it's been 3.
But
I feel
It's
like
just
I've been
so
dating
many
mine
things.
for 3.
it's just so many things where we still have to find things out. And that we're gonna find out if, like, some of these characters are still. What the fuck are you opening over there? Are you chugging
Yeah,
a
Mom?
2-liter? Are you chugging a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper?
I'm not chugging it, but I'm drinking it.
Are you really drinking Dr. Pepper?
Mm-hmm.
Why? This is why we're the fucking twins. Are you serious right now?
I haven't tried the blackberry one yet.
Oh, it's delicious. You need to try it.
Well,
But anyway,
maybe my sister can bring me some.
I'd have to pick some up. Or, your sister can buy some at the store because your other sister hates you. I'll let you figure out which is which.
God damn! But we still have to find out if characters are going to become a thing, if some characters are not. It's plain interesting. Right.
Oh, my water's all the way over there, and I don't feel like getting up to get it. So,
Mine too. Mine's all the way in the kitchen, and I don't feel like walking in the kitchen. I can do that too. I love how he's actually hitting himself in the head. Little bit harder. Just one good smack for me. Take your glasses off.
okay.
But I feel like we're going to be getting into a lot more conversation. I feel like these last few ones have been kind of short, but only because we haven't had much to talk about within the games yet. Too much?
I don't know if I want to know what that means. I'm just gonna leave that
I don't
comment
know,
alone
I
and pretend I didn't see it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about mine. You're talking about his, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother's being horny on me.
Why are we being?
I'm just gonna ignore it. I should have
yeah,
just left him
probably-
banned. Why did I unblock him?
Because you're an idiot who went charging for the red flags.
'Cause you
There
fell
was
in
no
love,
charging.
literally.
There was no charging. Like, I had already, like, ripped by the time I got to where I am today. I've ripped up every single goddamn red flag there possibly fucking could be and burned it at the fucking stake.
Because she's an idiot who fell in love with an idiot.
Okay? You really think I
Instead
just
of
ran
Beauty
into
and the
these red
Beast-
flags?
Instead of Beauty and the Beast, it was Beauty and the Idiot.
I'll let you figure out who's who.
Depends on the day.
Fair point.
True.
Anyway, before this gets anything more about Turf and her love life, I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Sounds like a
Oh,
plan.
but I love talking about your love life.
How about we talk about your love life, since your girlfriend and you are all both on stream right now and actually on camera.
What can I say? She's the love of my life.
So
Who has a mental issue?
you or Sora?
Both. 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 How about both? Both is good.
Both? Both.
Both. Both.
Anyhow, thank you for joining Book Club in our cover to Coven.
That definitely got off a tangent on the last.
We'll start with you. Mystical Val, what do you have coming up?
I have coming up in my
And where can people
life.
find you?
They can find me here on the Purple app. They can
At?
also find me
What is your name?
at. I'm going to smack you.
Bring it on, bitch. You gotta find me first, motherfucker. What's your name?
He knows where you'll be in 3 days.
This is true. This is true.
She can
And
take a day trip.
You can follow me here on the Purple app at Mystic Val TTV. You can also find my small YouTube that I need to start posting to. But I think Thursday we're gonna have our next stream. Game is not determined yet, but I have that coming up Thursday. And then we have our streamers meeting on Saturday, both at 8:30 EST. And Tiff avoids the streamers meetings like the plague.
That's why I'm going to Connecticut this weekend.
So you're definitely going to be avoiding that one like the plague.
Shit for brains. What do you got going on?
Shit for brains.
Sorry, your authority is not recognized in Fort Kickass.
Do you like Triss, or do you want her to die on the 22nd?
Oh, I don't know if Claire wants her to die on the
10 backups.
Oh my god!
I
Pause.
don't think.
Before you go anywhere, Sora, that's your name. So, Gendred, who plays in User's Campaign that I play in, is playing a Warforged named Garland. I fucking love this Warforged because last session, Winnie, who is Mitzi's character, pops back in because it's a wild magic thing. She comes back in and she said, "Yeah, so now there's a crack in my butt." And he goes immediately without missing a beat. He goes, "Is that new?" And I was like, "Bro, Seraph 7 all the fucking way." I was like, I love this Warforged. Like, immediately was like, you can be related to Seraph 7. I was like, that sounds like a direct quote that he would say. Is that new?
Oh my gosh, that is so something Seraph 7 would say. Especially and I'm trying to think of what it was. I think Futaba asked him what a boyfriend was or the definition of sex or something, and without him beat, Seraph said that.
Yeah, and sorry, continue on. So, Sora, where can we find you and what do you have going on in life?
So you can find me on Twitch at Sora_DIT. I don't stream much. Right now, we only have Vecna going on every other Wednesday, so that will be next week. I do need to get back to streaming, so my girlfriend or my sister needs to kick my ass and get me to start doing that again.
What? When did that become our responsibility?
Have you met me? I haven't
Just
been back
now.
to streaming.
I was gonna say,
yes.
Roll the Misadventures has to
Roll
do that
needs
as
to
well.
get back to streaming more regularly too.
Look, I have things.
But first, she needs to visit her boyfriend.
We already know how that weekend's gonna go.
And my brother. Calm down.
That's why I have headphones in a corner.
Stop.
Roll the Misadventures.
Look, if I don't embarrass you, who will?
I'm gonna come cuddle because I'm mad at him. So you and I are cuddling that weekend.
Okay. I mean, I'll have to clear some of the stuffed animals off the bed because, yeah.
Yes. His room is also probably a pigsty.
It's not a pigsty.
It probably is.
I mean, it's not clean, but it's not horrible.
Oh my god. Love it here. Anyway, I'm gonna call it. I will oh my god.
What? Val, we can't hear you.
Oh, bye.
Oh, bye.
I don't know what you want from me. I literally have to leave to get to work. Max, you fucking little dirty minded shit.
Yeah, I'm not even touching that with a 39.5 foot pole. No.
This has come down to a let's make the first visit for turf as awkward as possible since
I
the
mean, you
title
visited.
change.
I was gonna say you visited the family before, but now there's a title change.
Okay,
So
yes, but I still call them the brothers.
one of them's been promoted.
I have to stop pluralizing brothers.
Look, if you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family.
Oh my god!
Because
Dude,
now I
what
have
the?
a brother. And then the other one's been promoted. I'll let you figure out who's who.
On that note, we're gonna get off before Chirp's things go into a tangent already, as they have.
Uh,
That's fine, because either way, they're still my little bitches.
uh-huh.
Oh, yeah? You want to fight me that you're not?
Put 'em up. Put 'em up.
Need I say, Mom asked twice for you both to clean the table off. I say, brothers, help your mother. Both of you, without a second glance, get up and start helping your mom 2 years ago. Need we go back there?
I don't remember that. No. I'm so gonna
Mm-hmm.
die in 3 days.
Absolutely. I hope you don't love your boyfriend.
Oh my god, Max! No! Corner! Corner! Corner!
Max, go to horny jail.
Corner!
He can certainly
Go,
try.
go to the corner. Luna, go to the corner and think about what you've done. Because if you think Sam has also let that go, no. Alistair,
What? Can I help you?
Anywho.
maybe next time, put on some clothes. Anyway.
Look, she wasn't going to let Alistair leave, and somebody was in trouble. So, Alistair just kind of took him with her.
Anyway.
He said, come. And she said, never mind. Anyway, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, friends. With that, we are going to get out of here, and I will definitely see you guys Thursday night. We love you all. Have a great night.
Oh, I just clicked that down. You can just see my husband. All right, friends. We're gonna go ahead and raid out. So stick with me. We're gonna raid to dummies and dice rolls. Playing from some Dungeons and Dragons. So let's go say hello to them. She had a choice. She kind of, sort of. She kind of, sort of had a choice. We will be back probably... maybe Thursday night for some Dead by Daylight. We'll see. I would like to get another stream in. But yeah, so let's go check out Dummies and Dice Rolls playing some Dead by Daylight. Thank you guys for stopping in. Y'all are amazing. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Join us next time here on From Coven to Cover. Have a great night.
Posture check. Hooray.
Also. Did we level up? Did we level up?
Did Echo level up?
Not yet.
Did Echo level up?
Not yet. Yeah.